details today. A teenager accused of stabbing another teen and almost killing him was back in court today, asking a judge to reduce his bond. Family members of both teens were there, and it made for an emotional hearing.
Alright, yesterday we talked about Juice WRLD's friend, and today we're going to talk about X's friend. This is KidPronto, and in this video I'll be explaining who he is, what he has to do with X, and why I think X is up there rooting for him. If you enjoy, like, comment, and subscribe, and as I said, I got a similar video to this yesterday, so you can watch that one too. Actually, wait 1 minute. Right before we get into this, I'm going to go over the background a little bit, not anything too crazy. I'm going to explain what's going on. You'll get the idea. But if after this video you decide you want to know a bit more about what was going on with Pronto in the past few years while X was still alive and everything like that, you can certainly go. I'm going to link this guy's video. He made the original 2 videos on it. I think his name is Lyfties. He's got 2 videos on it, like 20 minutes long. He'll fill you in on pretty much everything that there is to know, everything that everybody knows. But we're going to get back into, my little breakdown of it. So this guy was friends with X. As you saw in the thumbnail, he was the cover to Look at Me. He was 12 when the screenshot was taken. And yes, this was actually a picture from a group chat that he was in with X and Ski. And X thought it was hilarious, so he screenshotted it and said he was going to use it for the cover of one of his songs. The kid figured, whatever, what's the worst that could come out of it, and didn't really take it too seriously when X said that, because X wasn't really doing crazy numbers at the time. He probably didn't expect it to blow up as much as it did. His backstory with X isn't entirely figured out, but basically what it seems like is they had some similar friends, and he ended up becoming friends with X through them. They lived in the same area. There was a bunch of viral videos actually about the kid, because he was walking around talking about all that gang stuff and everything. So eventually, X heard about it, thought it was hilarious, and wanted to meet the kid. He went backstage with X and was on stage for multiple shows, and even temporarily lived with X for a while. After living with X for about 2 months, police did show up to X's door asking if he knew where the kid was. X didn't snitch, and he did deny it at first, but eventually he asked Pronto if he would turn himself in, because X was still under probation. This probably wasn't the greatest look for him, and he was probably tweaking a little bit about getting in trouble. X did try to get Pronto to pursue music before he turned himself in for like those 2 months or whatever, but the guy wasn't really interested, and it kind of fizzled out a little bit, which most people are a bit hesitant to pursue music for whatever reason when their friends ask them, so he's just fitting that mold. I believe the sentence was about 2 years, and a year into it was when X had actually died. When Pronto got out, he decided that he was going to pursue a career in music because he didn't have much else on the table for him. And he was surrounded by all these rappers for all these years, and he seemed to enjoy it. I mean, he would freestyle with X all the time when they were friends. He showed some promise in his music, and he got a few thousand streams, but he faced some legal trouble that would really prevent him from working on it and building on it much more. Here's an idea of what his music sounded like. He only dropped 3 songs, so I'll play a short snippet of each of them.
Sliding in this platform, don't call that bitch a burnout. I be in the trap, cross the tracks with them birds out. He used to sell weed, but that was like I mentioned my money stand tall, stack into the ceiling. Since I was a kid, I been willing and diligent. Got me a pass, so I'm about to go flip it. Say that you spinning, that's not how you live. I'm spinning this block, spinning around like a fidget. Hit for a block, but that big got extensions. You run up on me, I'm flipping like a pin. I been on the corner, cause guys, I got plenty of them crackers behind me. The corner, I'm bending. I'm a spaz, but my click, I don't give a rat. Taz, bought a bitch, bought a bad body bag, toe tag on that tick. Always in and out the trap. What you want, I can get. Saying he gon' get me whack, boy, you got me beat.
Now, I don't think the first 2 are really the most impressive ever. I can see how people saw a little bit of promise in it, but that last one, I think that's considerably good. He almost sounds like King Von times X, like a Florida King Von, I guess I'm trying to say, but he definitely still has the Florida feel to it, even though he kind of sounds like Von to me. Interesting, definitely interesting. I could see promise in that, and considering it was only his 3rd song, that's pretty impressive. So anyway, after these songs, he actually got in more legal trouble, and he was in jail for another 2 years, and he just got out recently, and he dropped his own version of First Day Out, just like everybody does when they get out of jail. This video actually popped off, immediately getting over 100,000 views, and flashed real potential considering his non-existent discography.
On game. This my first day out, so it's back to the business. Opposition want me in the system. Go to trial, let them get acquitted. It won't be a while, but it's gonna be a minute. Pray to God they don't get a conviction. Everybody trying to send me to prison. I'm in this position, steady reminiscing. Even though I'm innocent, they gon' say that I did it.
Can't help but think that like X would have to be rooting for him, because he's got a very similar path to X. He just really needs to clean it up. That's what I want to see from him. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy, like, comment, subscribe. You know the whole deal. I appreciate you guys, and see you later.